This isn't about what I've lost. It's about fighting for what I have left.
What's up, Screen Hawks? It's your man Eric, and in today's video, we're going to be going over Elevation. Now, I recently seen this movie over the weekend, and I actually enjoyed this movie. I wanted to kind of go over like about 2 or 3 reviews of this movie, kind of just sharing my thoughts throughout, and then at the end, we can kind of talk about the ending of the movie. So at first, we won't have any spoilers, but at the end, we will, and I'll let you guys know when that's going to happen. But my first quick review of this movie is I do recommend seeing this movie if you're kind of just looking for a fun, quick movie to watch. I would give it a above average score. I think the movie, I like the ending a lot. It really got me hyped. I also liked how quick it was. It didn't feel like there was any filler in the movie. It felt like it got everybody was hitting the points right. Every scene made sense. And it felt like there was no unnecessary scenes throughout this movie, which I liked. And again, for people who don't want a 2-hour, 3-hour movie, this is good too. I think the movie is an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. But it really had me hoping everybody's going to live. And I'm not going to spoil, who lives and who dies or whatnot. The monsters, you do see them quite a lot throughout the movie. It wasn't one of those things that you just see them one time or 2 times, but you actually do see them throughout as well. But yeah, overall, I would give it a above average score. If 5 is average, I would probably give it a 6 or a 7. Definitely not the best movie in the world, but definitely not the worst either. Again, a cool, fun movie, great movie. You can, take out your girl or whatnot with. But anyway, let's go ahead and start out with this first video here, and I'll kind of just share my thoughts throughout this. So let's go ahead and start the first one.
What's up, y'all? So I was granted access to another film, shout out to Vertical Entertainment, but this one is Elevation, featuring Anthony Mackie, fine ass, and Morena Baccarin from Deadpool. And just like the last one, I'm gonna read you the synopsis. Go watch it literally right now, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you if this film is even worth you going to waste your time and spend your coin. Go see it. In a society overrun by mysterious monsters with a weakness for higher elevation, survivors will need to venture down as supplies dwindle. Let's get into it.
2 hours later.
All right, so I just finished the film, and you can definitely tell that the producers of this movie also produced A Quiet Place, because the plot kind of gave copy and paste. You know what I'm saying? Random, but I had to even pause the movie to go Google the blonde girl that's in this film because she looked just like Florence Pugh. But I will say, I would have liked to see more of the monsters, even though you do get a good bit towards the middle to the end of the film, but it just kind of took a little minute to get there. Also, I have some questions now that the movie is over, and I don't know if they're doing a part 2, but I'm curious about a couple things. All in all, it wasn't a bad movie. It was good to see Anthony Mackie running his little tight booty around, though. But, if you can catch it during the matinee, go catch it during the matinee, because that's what you know what I'm saying? So if I had to rate Elevation, I'm going to rate it 7 out of 10. If you've already seen the film, or if you go see the film, come back and let me know what you think.
Okay, he had me rolling. He had me rolling on this review, but yeah, we gave it about the same score. They were in that 7-ish. He said the monsters, he didn't see them that much. I don't know. For me, I felt like the amount of time we see the monsters was good. You vividly see them. I feel like a good amount. I want to say at the beginning, you see one right at the start. I want to say, actually, now thinking about it. But for me, I feel like you see them a good amount. And I'm trying to see how many appearances throughout, more than 3, maybe 5, 6. I don't know. I feel like it was a good amount actually on the monster side. He also talked about too how it's similar to The Quiet Place and whatnot. And I guess it is in a sense, except on The Quiet Place you just couldn't talk, but you could still breathe. On this one, how they track people, you can't really breathe either. They're really able to track you. So that's a whole nother thing you'll see within the movie as well. I think to kind of give it its own little refreshness, but I do see, elements of how the monsters look compared to this movie too. So I can kind of see that as well. But yeah, I think he gave a pretty good review. I kind of agree with most of that he kind of talked about. Let's go ahead and watch this second one again. I haven't seen these TikToks prior to going over these. So this is live to me too, but let's go ahead and play this next one.
The movie Elevation, starring Anthony Mackie and Morena Baccarin. And when I tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you're a fan of the movie A Quiet Place, then you're going to enjoy this one too, because the premise is actually very similar, except they don't have to stay quiet, but they have to stay above 8,000 feet above elevation, or the monsters are going to get them. The movie was suspenseful and had me at the edge of my seat. I was like, what's going to happen next? And Lord, please don't come out and scare me. But there were some scary moments indeed. The acting was good. I thought the dynamic between these two characters was absolutely fantastic. And I loved their backstory. Obviously, you're going to have to watch the movie to figure that out. I mean, there are a lot of times in the movie when there's not a lot of action going on, but that gives you a little bit more of a backstory as to who these characters are and what they're trying to accomplish. But honestly, once the monsters come out, yeah, they come out. They come out. And it's something that you would definitely be needing to run from. I think it's safe to say that I was a fan of this movie and I do recommend it. And basically, if you're a fan of A Quiet Place, you're definitely going to love this movie. There's a lot going on that I feel like you will enjoy. So definitely check out the movie Elevation.
Okay, cool. I mean, that was another review. Good, quick, concise review. And that's something else I forgot to talk about too, the relationships between the characters. I think that was pretty good too. And again, it wasn't like any filler. Like, it wasn't no, you watching 5-10 minutes about each character or something like that, and none of it becomes relevant later on. Like, again, it felt very concise. The way they were able to talk about, their relationships and whatnot, the relationship between each other, the way it builds and not builds. I think it did a good job with that. Like, the pacing on this movie was good. The music on the movie though, I think it was maybe average. Like, there wasn't no soundtrack I can really like remember on this, but again, it was a good, quick, just a fun, quick little movie. It was like The Quiet Place. Yeah, I think you'll definitely like this for sure. If you like sci-fi and stuff, I think you'll definitely like this for sure. So let's go ahead and kind of start speaking about the ending. So this is going to be spoiler time. So even though this says spoiler free, I'm not going to be playing his audio. We're usually going to be playing the video, but let's talk about the monsters. If you watch the movie, the monsters are like machines. The main girl, she ends up, I guess, realizing that they're like mechanical and that they're like machine, because apparently she has like a compass type thing or whatever that's able to track or like notifies them when these things are close. I guess he finds out that it has some type of maybe like electromagnetic, wave or something alongside their body. So she's able to see this through this compass type thing. So yeah, she ends up throughout the movie, she's trying to make a weapon to pierce this. When she realizes this, she ends up coating the bullets, I guess, with some type of thing that's good against metal or machinery. And then she's able to kill these things. Now these new bullets are able to go through their metal or whatnot and blow them up pretty much. And then after that, they're able to start taking back Earth. So the first thing on this is these machines. Who made these machines, right? Initially, when I was watching it, I was hoping we were going to see maybe something like from space, like see aliens come down like close to the end, and maybe some type of thing with them, like be like a plot twist. Like, you think the movie's gonna be the monsters this whole time, but it's actually the aliens coming down after they're done with them. Monsters taking over and killing everybody on Earth. Because I think they said like within like a week or two, they killed like 90% of the Earth's population. And then I said about halfway. Initially, I was hoping for that, but then maybe about halfway-ish, I was like, okay, we may not see that. But what if instead there's humans controlling these like monsters? Kind of like the Black Mirror episode. It was a Black Mirror episode where there's a one of those robot dogs. They're like out here tracking, like killing people. But at the end, you found out that it's like humans controlling it. I think it's like the U.S. Army, like 2 people. I think they're controlling this robot dog, if I'm not mistaken, and going out killing these people. So what if something like similar to that, maybe it's our government or like another government here using these to kill everybody, and then it keeping everybody, I guess, above the elevation of 8,000 feet. So then down below, they can start rebuilding and, doing whatever. And then the few people who are still living, then they can maybe enslave them or do whatever they please with them later on, or whatnot. But yeah, the origin of this one ends up being, I guess, aliens at the very, very end. After like a 1-minute credits, like little credit slide, you see the alien spaceship up above. So yeah, this can definitely be a part 2. And I mean, it would be really cool too if above the aliens are actually the predator. It would be really cool if we end up seeing this, like a plot twist, like we see aliens on this movie. That would be something just random, but kind of just giving it like maybe like even more lore. But it'd be cool if the aliens are actually like cool looking. I don't want them to be ugly looking. And also too, on this with these aliens, I can see it going both ways. If there is a part 2, I can see it either being like a District 8 or District 9. And if you guys haven't seen that movie, let me bring that up. On District 9, there was like one spaceship. It was just like one spaceship, and pretty much it was like only them. And like they were like, I think they were like starving, and like it wasn't like a whole crew of aliens. It was really just like this little crew here and no other like space army. So they had to pretty much live with the humans. Like they weren't as strong. So I can see this one also being similar to that. Maybe it's just a few aliens left, and they're using these machines to wipe out all of us. So then they can come and either, take over or kill the like few remaining. And or it could be another one. It could be complete opposite, where this ship is just out here just to kill us first, and then they're gonna send their whole army. And then it could be even bad for us. And I don't know how we're gonna survive that. So if there is a part two, I'm leaning more towards number one. There isn't that many. But if there is a part two, I mean, if it is a version number two, they got whole space army. I don't see how we're going to win, just for the fact that, again, they already killed 90% of people already. So now they bring a whole spaceship, a whole armada of spaceships at us. I just don't see us winning that. So maybe they could be something too, us being slaves to these aliens and going to their world. Elevation could be something completely different now. Or maybe the aliens can't go up top. Maybe they somehow can only stay above 8,000 elevation if they're in spaceships or something, I feel like, oh man, I feel like it can definitely go both ways, but I'm definitely leaning more towards the first way of it just being a few left. And they're using the machines to wipe out us because they can't wipe us all out because there isn't that many of them. And maybe they need food and everything else. But yeah, I do like that premise. I like how they weren't just like random monsters. They were created. And they were created just to kill us. Because on the movie too, they talk about it not killing like dogs and deer and everything else. So these things are just out here to kill us. So these things were created. So kind of just gives it like a difference compared to other monster movies. But yeah, in the comments, I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Which option do you think? Do you think it'll be more option A, few aliens left, and they're using the machines to wipe us out, or do you think option B, this was just like a recon out here, kind of just doing work just to weaken us, and then the whole alien armada is going to come and wipe us out? Definitely intrigued on that. And I think that's like the only mainly two big spoiler things that you can really talk about on this. Everything else was like wrapped up pretty well. And it's like humans are, at the end, after getting their weapons, we're slowly taking back over Earth. But again, it's going to take a while to even increase our population by a good amount to face a whole armada. Because again, 90% were wiped out just that quick. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.